हाय एवरीवन, आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग ग्रेट। तो आज फाइनली हमारा फर्स्ट एग्जाम हो गया है। तो चलिए देखते हैं। देखिए, आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि मैम क्या आप इंग्लिश का पेपर हमें डिस्कस कराने वाले हैं? नहीं 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 नहीं, बिल्कुल। देखो, मैं इंग्लिश का पेपर आपको डिस्कस नहीं कराने वाली हूँ। इंग्लिश का पेपर जो डिस्कस होगा वो कोई और आपको कराएंगे एंड वो आपको थोड़ी देर में पता चल जाएगा। तो सबसे पहले बच्चों, मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ कि आप लोगों का पेपर कैसा हुआ एंड क्या आप जानना चाहते हैं सॉल्यूशंस? अगर आप लोग एक्साइटेड हैं सॉल्यूशंस जानने के लिए तो जल्दी से सेशन में आइए और सेशन में अपने फ्रेंड्स को इनवाइट करिए। जल्दी से लिंक शेयर कीजिए अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ। देखते हैं कौन कौन अभी बच्चे मेरे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। हाय मिंटोरियन, हाय, हाउ आर यू? Clash of Clan, nice name. Hi. Which set is easy? That you will get to know अभी after some time. Please wait. तो इंतजार की घड़ियां समाप्त होने वाली हैं। हम थोड़ी ही देर में शुरू करेंगे इंग्लिश का पेपर डिस्कशन। Easy? Oh, great. Good. So some of ma'am, paper was milky. Nice explanation. Okay, fine. Anil is saying hi, easy. So I guess most of you are thinking that the paper was easy. Everyone feels that, है ना, बहुत easy आया था पेपर और it was moderate और पेपर was difficult. जब हम लोग पेपर देते थे ना, मुझे ये लगता था कि इंग्लिश का पेपर थोड़ा लेंदी होता है। तो क्या बच्चों आपको भी ऐसा लगता है? The English paper was lengthy? What do you think? Okay, happy birthday. Okay, so moderate, it was moderate. Okay, good. चलिए, तो जल्दी से आपको अगर सेशन अच्छा लग रहा है, अभी आपको थोड़ी सी देर में सॉल्यूशंस मिलने वाले हैं, तो आपको क्या करना है? प्लीज लाइक द सेशन, शेयर द लिंक विथ योर फ्रेंड्स ताकि उनका भी फायदा हो, है ना। सिर्फ आपको ही थोड़ी सॉल्यूशंस जानने हैं, उनको भी सॉल्यूशंस जानने हैं, राइट? तो इसीलिए अभी जल्दी से ये लिंक को शेयर करिएगा अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ। हाय अग्निश्वर, नाइस नेम। हाय अरुणा। हाँ जी, तो चलिए, इंग्लिश का पेपर तो आज हो गया, कोई बात नहीं। अच्छा हुआ कैसा हुआ वो आपको भी थोड़ी देर में पता चलेगा। बट फर्स्ट पेपर के बाद यूजुअली क्या होता है ना बच्चों, अगर पेपर अच्छा नहीं जाता है तो हम थोड़ा डीमोटिवेट हो जाते हैं। तो वो हमें नहीं करना है क्योंकि अभी बाकी पेपर्स शुरू होने वाले हैं, है ना। बाकी पेपर्स तो अभी हुआ नहीं, अभी तो फर्स्ट हुआ है, फर्स्ट स्टेप आप लोगों ने लिया है। तो बिल्कुल भी अगर आपको लगता है मेरा पेपर अच्छा नहीं गया या कुछ भी इशू है तो आपको बिल्कुल डीमोटिवेट नहीं होना है एंड फिर से नेक्स्ट पेपर के लिए प्रिपरेशन करनी है। एंड साइंस तो आपको पता है, मुझे पता है, मेरे स्टूडेंट्स का साइंस तो बहुत अच्छा जाने वाला है एंड बच्चों को कुछ प्रॉब्लम ना हो इसीलिए हम लोग और डिस्कशन शुरू करेंगे। तो अभी से रोज 5 o'clock सैंपल पेपर सॉल्यूशंस का डिस्कशन होगा फॉर साइंस, राइट? हाय एवरग्रीन वर्ल्ड, हाय नदीम। या नेक्स्ट साइंस है, आई गेस काफी टाइम है ना अभी तो साइंस के लिए, तो आपको सफिशिएंट टाइम मिला है। एंड उसके बाद आपको करना क्या है बच्चों, आपको अभी रोज 5 o'clock आना है और हम लोग सैंपल पेपर सॉल्यूशन का डिस्कशन करेंगे, तो आपको वो करना है, ठीक है? तो पक्का आएंगे आप लोग। एंड एक और इन्फॉर्मेशन है, देखिए, अगर आप अभी 10th क्लास, अभी बोर्ड्स हो जाएंगे, इसके बाद आप जाएंगे क्लास 11th में। तो 11th में अगर आप साइंस लेना चाहते हैं, पीसीबी और पीसीएम, तो उसके लिए भी हमारा चैनल है इन्फिनिटी लर्न जेई एंड इन्फिनिटी लर्न नीट, राइट? तो उसकी लिंक आपको कहाँ मिलेंगे? डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में, ठीक है? ओके मैम, चैप्टर 1 केमिस्ट्री इज हार्ड। अरे यार, दैट इज द इजीएस्ट चैप्टर। आई डोंट थिंक सो, दैट इज द इजीएस्ट चैप्टर। अगर लग रहा है ना, कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग और क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करेंगे एंड अगर आपको कुछ डाउट होता है तो आई विल क्लियर दैट। Science is easy, yes, very good. Ma'am, please announce my name, Raksha. Okay. Hi, Raksha. आपने अपना नेम ही एवरग्रीन वर्ल्ड लिखा हुआ है, वो भी अच्छा नाम है ना? हाँ जी। तो अभी ना मुझे बिल्कुल मजा नहीं आ रहा है, आप लोग ना ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट नहीं दिखा रहे हैं। अगर आपको सॉल्यूशंस जानने हैं तो सबको थम्स अप या हाई चैट में भेजना पड़ेगा। है ना, तभी तो सर को बुलाऊंगी मैं। ऐसे तो बिल्कुल भी ऐसा लगेगा कि बच्चों को हो गया इंग्लिश, उनको सॉल्यूशंस जानने ही नहीं है। अगर आपको सॉल्यूशंस जानने हैं तो चलिए देखते हैं कितने लोग अभी आने वाले हैं यहाँ पर, और कौन कौन रेडी है इंग्लिश के सॉल्यूशंस के लिए। हाँ जी रुद्राक्ष, जस्ट वेट फॉर 1-2 मिनट्स, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट। बट मुझे पहले जानना है ना आप लोगों में से कितने लोग इंटरेस्टेड है सुनने के लिए। अभी तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि बच्चे चाहते ही नहीं है, बोल रहे हैं यार ठीक है हो गया पेपर। यस श्योर श्योर श्योर। चलिए तो स्टार्ट करें, क्या लगता है? आप लोग हाई नहीं भेज रहे हैं, कैसे पता चलेगा मुझे आप लोगों को सोल्यूशन चाहिए? हाँ जी, हाँ तो साइंस की तैयारी तो अच्छे से हो जाएगी। आपको पता है ना कब आना है साइंस की सैम्पल पेपर सॉल्यूशंस के लिए? 5 o'clock एवरी डे। एंड अच्छा ये तो मैंने बताया ही नहीं, आपको पता है आज जैसे इंग्लिश का पेपर सोल्यूशन हो रहा है वैसे ही साइंस का भी पेपर सोल्यूशन होगा। तो जैसे ही आप 1:30 को पेपर देके आएंगे वैसे ही आपको इसी चैनल पे साइंस का भी सोल्यूशन पे एग्जाम का सोल्यूशन यहाँ पर हम देंगे, राइट? हाय सूर्यांश, हाय तनिष्का, इट वॉज टू इजी। ओके ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। सो मैम स्टार्ट करिए। चलिए मुझे लग रहा है अब काफी बच्चे वेट कर रहे हैं सोल्यूशन के लिए। सो गाइस शैल वी स्टार्ट? आर यू ऑल रेडी? टेंशन ऑफ मैथ्स, चलिए यार मैथ्स में तो अभी काफी टाइम है ना। चलिए तो मैं अभी बुलाने वाली हूँ हमारे इंग्लिश फैकल्टी श्याम सर को, एंड हम सर से ही बात करते हैं, वही बताएंगे कितने सेट्स थे, क्या हुआ, कौन सा सेट इजी था, राइट, एंड कौन सा सेट हम अभी डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। तो हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे सेट 1 से, एंड बाकी आपको सर ही बताएंगे। सो आई वेलकम श्याम सर। सर प्लीज कम।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच।
तो सर बच्चे और मैं भी जानना चाहती हूँ कि हमारा इंग्लिश का पेपर जो आज हुआ कैसा था? हाउ वाज द लेवल?
So I think the paper is not so tough. I think every child who has been today's exam must have done well. I hope we see a happy face on all their faces, ma'am.
यस सर, सर बिल्कुल। ओके सर, आप देख रहे हैं बच्चे कुछ कुछ बोल रहे हैं। सम पीपल आर शिवम इज सेइंग आई विल स्कोर 80 out of 80. So he's so confident about the paper.
Yes, Shivam, very good to hear from you. Hope you really get the score you expect. And today we see the key also. Wish you all the best for that.
Yes, तो बच्चों आपको क्या लगता है? इंग्लिश आपको पढ़ने में तो अच्छा लगता है, पेपर भी आज हो गया। तो चलिए हम देखते हैं कि किस किस के सॉल्यूशंस जो हैं वो सही मिलने वाले हैं आप लोगों को, और आपके आंसर्स जो आपने मार्क किए हैं वो सही है या नहीं। बट अगेन आई वुड लाइक टू से समथिंग, कोई बात नहीं अगर आपका इंग्लिश का पेपर खराब भी हुआ तो स्टे मोटिवेटेड एंड थोड़े टाइम बाद स्टार्ट करिएगा फिर से प्रिपरेशन ऑफ नेक्स्ट एग्जाम। ओके ग्रेट। सो नाउ ओवर टू यू सर।
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Let us continue the session, dear students. Let me read out the paragraph for you. And before we read the paragraph, you know that this is a passage, a topic which has been a very familiar one to you. You have learnt a lot about it, and now you are going to see something more. And as it is a known passage to you, I am sure the way the questions are asked could be an easy one for you to answer well. To begin, let's continue. Organic food is very popular these days. It can also be very expensive. Some organic food costs twice as much as non-organic food. Parents of young children and even some pet owners will pay high prices of organic food if they think it is healthier. But many others think organic food is just a waste of money. We are continuing. Some people think organic also means locally grown, and originally it was indeed true. But over a period of time, organic farming has become a big business, with many organic foods now being grown by large agricultural companies that sell their products far from where they are grown. processed food made with organic ingredients has also become more popular. At first, only small companies produced these products, but as demand overtook supply, big food companies that had been selling non-organic products for many years also began selling organic products. Is organic food safer and more nutritious? This is an important part of the debate. Many farmers and consumers believe it is safer and more nutritious. They think agricultural chemicals can cause serious illnesses such as cancer, but there isn't much evidence proving this is true. However, recent studies have also shown that eating organically grown produce reduces your chances of developing heart diseases. Many doctors think it is more important to stop dangerous bacteria from contaminating foods. These bacteria can contaminate both organic and non-organic fruits and vegetables, and doctors recommend washing produce carefully before eating it. Meat, fish and chicken can also become contaminated, so washing your hands before handling these foods is also very important. Now, that is the paragraph, dear students. Now let us see, based on your understanding of the passage, answer the questions given below. Okay, hope you are ready. Let's continue with the first question, dear students. People are willing to pay high prices for organic food because you have to supply this answer, right? So, why are people willing to pay high prices for organic food? I am sure as it is a question which is directly asked from the passage, your answer is also ready and easy for you. Let us go with option A. It is not easily available. It helps in weight loss. It is produced by small companies. And option D, it does not contain agricultural chemicals. Okay, now out of all these options, it is pretty clear that people are willing to pay high prices for organic food because it does not contain agricultural chemicals. So, option D will be the answer. Option D is the correct one for this, dear students. Okay, next. Let's go with the second question. Select the option that displays what the writer projects with reference to the following. Okay, this is a statement taken from the passage. Right from paragraph 4 we have this. Is organic food safer and more nutritious? This is an important part of the debate. Now, dear students, this is a statement taken from paragraph 4 and we need to identify the option that displays what the writer projects. Now, is it option A, denial, option B, confirmation, option C, caution, and option D, acceptance? If you see these options, you know, from the way it is questioned, is organic food safer and more nutritious? This is an important part of the debate. You know, when we have this kind of question like this, we are very sure to go with the incorrect options, like denial is incorrect because it's no way related to denying something. And okay, let's go with the next option. Like if you see option B, confirmation, option C, caution. Okay, there is no clue in this which says like it is giving any caution. It's not even alerting. And we are left with option B and D. Option B is confirmation and option D is acceptance. Yes, we know that organic food is accepted to be safe and nutritious. Now people want to see it confirmed. That is why we can go with option B, showing that it is only, and you see this one, this is an important part of the debate. So debate is where you would like to go with some confirmation, some proofs. Okay, dear students. So see that for the second one, option B is the correct answer. It is showing the confirmation. It is only to confirm whether organic food is safer or not. Let's continue with the third one. Third question. Complete the following with a phrase from paragraph 3. Dear students, in many of the practice papers, we had this. The way it is a bit confusing this time. Usually in the past, in the SQP given by the board and even in the practice paper, opinion was something that was asked for the student. Student has to identify the opinion and reason was supplied. But at this time, it's not like a reason which is supplied, opinion is supplied and you need to identify the reason. Now what is the opinion? Big food companies have started selling organic food products. Okay, big food companies have started selling organic food products. Now what is the reason? Why did the big companies started selling this? If you just refer to paragraph 3, you have a direct clue here. Some people think, students have a glance at it. Some people think organic also means locally grown, and originally it was indeed true. But over a period of time, organic farming has become a big business, with many organic foods now being grown by large agricultural companies that sell their products far from where they are grown. This is the opinion what we see, right? So what we see there? We see that in the question, big companies have started selling organic food products. That is what we have here. Now what is the reason? Processed food made with organic ingredients has also become more popular. So here we can find out the answer right from this line. Organic farming has become a big business, or organic farming has become popular. Okay, that could be one possible answer. And we also can identify the answer with this clue. Processed food made with organic ingredients. Processed food made with organic ingredients. So if you have written something that is related to this concept, like the ingredients that are used and the way it has become very popular as it is grown naturally, now that would be the answer. Okay, that the phrase what you write should identify, should give this meaning that it is naturally grown and these products have become very popular, and the processed food made with organic ingredients. So given that, let's continue with the next question. Question number 4. The writer contrasts organic food to non-organic food. State one point of comparison between the two. So it's very easy question, dear students. Students studying science and so on would find it very easy for you to answer this one. Okay, what is the comparison between organic food and non-organic food? We know that organic food it is free of chemicals. It does not contain any chemicals. Whereas, if you see non-organic food, it is full of chemicals. So, it has a threat of adulteration, and there is also a threat of chemicals being used. Right, students? Organic food is free of chemicals. Non-organic food has a threat of adulteration, and it also has a threat of chemicals. So, if many chemicals are used and if there is food adulteration, people who consume it will fall ill, that is certain. So, that is a point of comparison between the two. Next, continue with question number 5. Based on your reading of the text, list one benefit of eating organic food. So, why do people eat organic food? What is the benefit of eating organic food? Okay. Now, the question is very pretty easy for your understanding, and you can easily answer it. What is the benefit? It is healthy and safe. Okay, one benefit is that it is very healthy and it is very safe, and okay, you can also add some reason, as it is naturally grown, as it is grown organically. Okay, it is going to be more safer and healthier to the people who consume it. So, it could be our answer, dear students. Okay. Next, let us continue with the 6th question. What connect does the writer draw between contamination of food and washing hands? Two concepts are given here. One is contamination of food, the other one is washing hands. Okay. So, contamination of food and washing hands, what is the connection given between these two? So, if we wash our hands, you know, there is always doctors suggest us, and we have already we follow this thing, we have heard it. Washing hands decreases the contamination of food, right? So, what happens when we wash our hands? When we wash our hands before eating, it prevents a certain extent of contamination of food. Washing hands prevents some certain extent of food contamination. So, this is one connection that we can draw. Okay, I hope you have given this correct answers, dear students. Let us go with this 7th question. Yes, the writer says that people believe that it is safer and more nutritious to eat organic food. Select the reason for his skeptical view. Okay, so the writer says, what does the writer say? People believe. What do the people believe? It is safer and more nutritious to eat organic food. Okay, so people say, people believe. It's not like the writer who is believing it. He says people believe. That is why the question is like, select the reason for his skeptical view. Why is the writer doubting? Okay, skeptical, no, not believing something, not convinced of something. Now let us go with the answer. The price decides the popularity. Option B, there is no confirmed evidence. Option C, it is tastier. Option D, it is marketed by big food companies. Okay, so now if we say like, why is the writer skeptical about this? The answer would be simply, what is the answer, dear students? You must have already gone with option B. Option B, there is no confirmed evidence. As there is no confirmed evidence, you know, the writer is really skeptical, is doubting why people believe that it is safer and more nutritious. Even in our reading of the text, we came across, though it is believed, there is no appropriate, sufficient, confirmed evidence. So, option B is the correct answer for the 7th one. Okay. Let us continue with the 8th question. Supply 1 point to justify the following. Some people think organic also means locally grown. Have you got this answer, dear students? How do you justify this statement? Some people think organic also means locally grown. Now the correct answer for this one, we have the citation in the paragraphs itself. Yeah, please have a glance at this. Some people think organic also means locally grown, and originally it was indeed true. So from this line our answer can be extracted, and our answer is, okay, to this question number 8. Supply 1 point to justify. Some people think that organic also means locally grown because it is indeed true. Okay, as it is given in the line of the comprehension, we can just say like because it is true. Let's continue with the next question, dear students. Supply one method of how we can control the contamination of organic food and non-organic food. Very important question, and as it is a non-MCQ question, you can give relevant answer for that. So we need to give a method of how we can control the contamination of organic and non-organic food. What is the answer? We can control the contamination of organic and non-organic food by reducing or restricting the usage of chemicals and pesticides. Okay, if you have mentioned this phrase like reduction, restriction of the usage of chemicals and pesticides in the farming, that is going to be sufficient for the answer. Okay, dear students, so what is the method? By reducing or restricting the usage of chemicals and pesticides, we can control the contamination of organic and non-organic food. Okay, reduction or restriction of chemicals. Let's continue with the 10th one. List one factor that certifies food to be organic. List one factor that certifies food to be organic. So did you identify any factor, dear students? Yes, any students? Fine. Now the factor is special labels being attached. If you have mentioned this one in your answer, it's going to be correct. Special labels being attached is one factor that certifies food to be organic. Special labels. Okay, dear students, so how many of you are scoring 10 on 10 in this discursive passage? May I have your hands raised? Or at least some comments and so on. 10 on 10. How many of you are scoring 10 on 10? If you have given a relevant answer, that is sufficient, dear students. See, for MCQs, you are supposed to give the exact answer. For the non-MCQs, had you given the relevant answer, it would be sufficient if you have given, right? How many of you? Okay. So are you ready to go with the second passage, case-based passage? Let us continue with the second passage, dear students. Case-based factual passage. Okay, before we read that, I am sure you all have your question paper with you. Please have a glance at that and let's read it once. According to a new study, a vast blanket of pollution stretching across South Asia is cutting down sunlight by 10% over India, damaging agriculture, modifying rainfall patterns and putting hundreds of thousands of people at risk. It is said acids in the hedge may, by falling as acid rain, have the potential to damage crops and trees. Ash falling on leaves can aggravate the impact of reduced sunlight on the Earth's surface. The pollution that is forming the haze could be leading to several hundreds of thousands of premature deaths as a result of higher level of respiratory diseases. The haze has cut down sunlight over India by 10% so far, a huge amount. As a repercussion, the northwest of India is drying up. Professor V. Ramanathan said, when asked specifically about the impact of the haze over India, he said, we are still in an early stage of understanding the impact of the haze. Professor V. Ramanathan was asked whether the current droughts in most parts of India after over a decade of good monsoons was owing to the haze. He said it was too early to reach a conclusion. If the droughts persist for about 4 to 5 years, then we would start suspecting that it may be because of the haze. India, China and Indonesia are the worst affected owing to their population density, economic growth and depleting forest cover. Okay, dear students, to continue with the session and to discuss these question answers, I cordially invite my dear friend Mr. Amol sir to continue with the proceedings. Next ones. Come sir.
Thank you, Mr. Shyam, and my dear favorite students of Pan India. In this context, I would like to welcome you to this wonderful. You have had a wonderful session now, thanks to Mr. Shyam, regarding discursive paragraph, okay, where you came across 10 competency-based questions. Okay, the paper seems to be very easy as long as set 1 has been concerned. Okay, so the thing is that, of course, you have nailed it. There is no doubt about it. Okay, now when it comes to case-based factual paragraph, here also we have been given 10 questions with the total of carrying 10 marks. Now I am sure if you see in this visual inputs point of view, if I check here, yeah, there was no visual input. If you see throughout the question paper, there are only 4 paragraphs, and moreover as per expectation in the question number 2 we have some visual input, okay, like a sort of mind map, okay, with the pollution being the hypernym. Okay, now and 5th question also carried a sort of pie chart, we can say. Of course percentage was not given in over there, but questions are really very easy. Now if you see here, my dear students, the paragraph began like this: according to a new study, a vast blanket of pollution stretching across South Asia is cutting down sunlight by 10% over India, damaging agriculture, modifying rainfall patterns and putting hundreds of thousands of people at risk. Now that was the first sub paragraph. Okay, it is said acids in the haze may be falling in acid rain. So it's all about somewhat we can capture very easily, like climate change or eco-friendliness. It's time we awoke from our deep slumber of protecting the earth. Okay, or what are the measures to be taken to safeguard our beautiful this planet Earth. Okay, so first question, if I welcome you, of course you have definitely been carrying your question papers. Okay, so if you see that, like our usual instruction, based on your understanding of the passage, answer the questions given below. Particularly in case based factual paragraph, if you see the word limit 250 around, we have to comprehend a lot because visual inputs are given, okay, in bulk we can say, or back to back, either if not in paragraph, at least it will be in form of questions all the way. So if you see the first question, my dear friends, infer one reason for the following based on the information in para 1. So what was the para 1? We read it already, isn't it? According to a new study, new survey. It's a survey based question. Infer one reason for the following based on the information in para 1. What is the question? In India, rainfall patterns are changing because of climate change. Then what will be the answer? Okay, if you see the answer here, the reason, because infer one reason, you have to draw one reason. There can be myriads of reasons. I will be sharing only one reason because you are at your what you call freedom. Since pollution and temperature are increasing, that's it. Okay, because para number 1 very clearly states that since pollution and temperature are increasing in India, of course rainfall patterns are changing. Okay, out and out objective paragraph. Question 2. Now come to question number 2. the pollution spreading across South Asia is affecting India by what? A dash is followed. Yes, most of you wrote correct answers if I see. Okay, I could see your comments that you are very happy, not only in discursive but also case-based factual paragraphs. Okay, your comments are clearly telling me that you are very much happy and you nailed it almost. Okay, right. In India, rainfall patterns are changing over. The pollution spreading across South Asia is affecting India by what? Now, this here you have, again a hypernym with hyponyms surrounding it. If you see in clockwise direction, we have one, damaging agriculture, okay, modifying rainfall pattern, putting people at risk and spoiling blankets. My dear children, let us not waste time. You have to lock it on option A. A, Roman 1, Roman 2 and Roman 3. That means damaging agriculture, modifying rainfall pattern, putting people at risk. Okay, clear, that's all. So that marks the end of second question. Okay, right, okay, thank you, all the best, keep it up. Now question number 3. Complete the following analogy correctly with a word or phrase from para 2. Now here, like it is just like a mathematical equation. Left hand side must be equal to right hand side. Okay, yeah, for example, we can simply, just a moment, yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. 10th question. Yeah. చేత్తో ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. ఓకే ఓకే, కీప్ ఆన్, ఇక్కడ ఉండండి. ఓకే, యా చిల్డ్రన్, సో 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now when it comes to analogy, if you see, analogy basically stands for what? It's just like mathematical equation, left hand side and right hand side. So left hand side, what is the pattern? We don't know, because that's the question. Possibility is to what? When suspecting is to doubting. It means suspect, if somebody is suspecting me, obviously somebody is doubting me. So synonyms we have been expected from thesaurus point of view, the words carrying similar meaning. Suspect is equal to doubt, suspecting is equal to doubting. So possibility, then what is meant by possibility here? So we have been given even a location also in the paragraph, that is paragraph number 2. So we can guess for potential here, right? Okay, so potential being the answer here. Clear then? Okay, one second. Let's go with the fourth question as well immediately. In fourth question we have, see, synonyms right hand side, so left hand side also we have to bring the synonyms again. Now fourth, select the correct option to complete the sentence. Droughts were caused by the haze. In this you can nail the option at A. Strong evidence suggested that. What has suggested? Strong evidence suggested that droughts were caused by the haze. Okay, clear. Next, number 5. Yeah, we have now, from the following pie chart, identify one reason each which does and does not contribute to weather disruption. It's a very simple question, only though pie chart has been given, once we go through the entire paragraph it becomes very clear. For example, now if you see, from the following pie chart, let us identify one reason each which does or does not contribute to weather disruption, means that is completely alien in this segment. For example, weather is disrupted, of course, because of organic farming? Definitely not. Okay, that will not support our answer, isn't it? So it's very clear, because other are almost, we can say, in negative mode. So positive mode, it's not an issue, right? Next we have for the visually impaired candidates also, in lieu of question number the 5th one. For example, list 2 phenomena which lead to weather disruptions. Again we can go with extreme temperatures and excessive pollution. Now your favorite question, again MCQs, number 6th. Fill in the blank by selecting the correct option. Now children, ash falling on leaves can dash the impact of reduced sunlight on the earth's surface. What seems to be the right answer? Now you can guess. There is A, worsen, B, encourage, C, diminish and D, support. So you can go with first one, worsen. Ash falling on leaves can worsen, can only damage, okay, the scenario, the impact of reduced sunlight on the earth's surface. Okay, that marks the end of the 6th question in this regard. Okay, number 7 you have, substitute the word repercussion. Seems to be rather Simple, right? With one word similar in meaning. In the following sentence from para 3, location is very clearly given. Geographical location matters a lot in this context. Okay, subparas are there, whether it's discursive, case based. Normally, dear children, we have to completely have our focus on that particular location, subparas. So here given subpara is number 3. Okay, if you can see there, okay, for example, the subpara given. Okay, so the answer you can make it very clear that, first of all, let me read question on your behalf. The haze has cut down sunlight over India. As a repercussion, the northwest of India is drying up. So, obviously, repercussion stands for consequence or effects, results, outcomes, effects we can call, or any other relevant answer. Okay, right. Just a moment. We have some technical support here. So, list any 2 countries which are affected due to depleting forest cover. The forest has been fast, you can say, depleted, okay, time and again. So, which are those 2 countries? Now, if you take for example, yeah, very good. I think this is much better position from my end. I will give you 2 examples based on your para, Indonesia as well as China, okay, Southeast Asian countries. You can go even for more number of countries with the help of the para or based on your common sense. Okay, but since we have to stick to the para, let us go with Indonesia and China. Okay, very good. Next, which of the following mean the same as persist in droughts? Droughts persist as used in para 4. Okay, so we have question papers, definitely have a glance at it. So persist in the sense continue. Okay, continue, that becomes your C answer. C for continue. Next, final round now, final 10th question you have got, very good. Which of the, 10th question, select the option, it's under display. Select the option that titles paragraphs 1 to 4 appropriately with reference to information in the text. My dear children, this is a very simple question given by the board, I can say, because already on 16th September when sample question paper pattern was released, in that case based factual paragraph, 10th question, if you see similar type of question. So, this is definitely not an alien or foreign one for you. You can definitely achieve it. If you see, if you ask me now, based on the first 4 subparas, select the option that titles carry sub-theme. Okay. So, para 1 to 4 appropriately with reference to the information in the text will be option A. You can mark it option A. How many of you wrote? Almost. Okay. You nailed it. So, A option. If you see, there are 2 rounds, I can say, alphabetical as well as numerical. So, A option you have chosen. So, first one, in that becomes impact of pollution in South Asia, then effects of acid rain, understanding consequences of haze and debate over droughts. Clear? So, A option has been your right answer. Okay. Yeah, we have once again have a glance at this. Okay, very clear. Now, dear children, if you see here, first answer we are choosing. The reason behind, first subparagraph speaks volumes about effect of pollution in South Asia. Then we have effects of acid rain. Then we have understanding consequences of haze and debate over droughts. Okay, clear? Okay. Yeah. Just a moment. Now, so that all the 4 options will be visible if I change my position from there to here. Okay. So, with reference to the information given in the text, if you see all the 4 paras, this will be matching in much proper, we call, details. Clear then? Okay. Right. With that marks the end of case based factual paragraph. Let me invite Mr. Raja Sham once again. Arrange this. Andilo first Mr. Kissing. Mr. Kissing is a maths teacher, that is not mentioned. It's okay. Sham, extracts. Mr. Kissing, maths teacher, option is laid on as per.
Let's continue, dear students. Let's continue, dear students, with grammar. I am sure that you have answered well, and as the instruction of the question says, attempt any 10 of the following 12. You must have answered 12, and you are very sure, certain that you are going to get 10 on 10. Yes? Good. Really, all your hard work that you have put in for this exam has come with all of its result in favor of you, dear students. The first question. The teacher motivated the students by letting them know that if they dash submit their assignments by the end of the day, they might get an opportunity to watch the match. Now, is it option A, did not, or option B, must, option C, would, option D, were? Okay, what do you think is the option, dear students? Option C is the correct answer. So the teacher said, the teacher motivated the students by letting them know that if they would submit their assignments by the end of the day, they might get an opportunity to watch the match. It's like conditional clause. So we need to go with the past one. Something that is like would, no, it shows the past. Let's go with the second one. Read the conversation between a coach and his player. Complete the sentence by reporting the player's reply correctly. Coach, will you be able to report for morning practice during the summer break? Player, sir, I will report every morning at 7 a.m. sharp. Now the dialogue. The coach, while talking to the player, asked him whether he would be able to report for morning practice. The player affirmed. Okay, that's where our answer needs to be continued. The player affirmed. Okay, dear students, you know that this is an assertive sentence. I will report every morning at 7 a.m. sharp. So we are going to start it with our answer begins with the connecting word that. The player affirmed that I will report every morning. So it is a simple future with will. So that would be changed into I. That pronoun I will be changed into he. Will report. It will be changed into would report every morning at 7 a.m. sharp. That would be the answer, dear students. The player affirmed that he would report every morning at 7 a.m. sharp. Yes. Third one. Select the correct option to fill in the blank for the given line from a daily newspaper. Okay. So this question is taken from the line of a newspaper. What is it? The cars were stopped dash going any further due to a terrific diversion. Of course, we know that the given options indicate a preposition. Though we are not suggested, we are not prescribed by the board for preposition as a topic. We have already learned, right? And it comes from our daily life situations. The cars were stopped to going any further, from going any further, within going any further, by going any further. Okay, so now here the answer, what is it? What is the correct answer, dear students? What do you think is the answer? Okay, the answer is B. Correct answer is B, dear students. From. The cars were stopped from going any further due to a traffic diversion. Yes. Continue with the next question. Fourth one, dear students. Select the option that identifies the error and supplies the correction for the following traffic advisory. Now, this is the statement. Whoever drove a motor vehicle without a safety belt or carries passengers without seat belts will be fined. Okay. Now, the answer would be like drove or drives. Whoever drove a motor vehicle without a safety belt or carries a passenger without seat belt will be fined. Option B, or nor. Option C, without or within. Option D, fined or celebrated. Okay, option A will be the correct answer, dear students. Whoever drove a motor vehicle is incorrect. Okay, option A is the correct answer. Whoever drives. You have another clue in this one. You see, whoever drove a motor vehicle without a safety belt. Now, if you just concentrate on drove, it is in simple past tense, and if you see carries, it is in simple present tense, right? And it is also like a traffic advisory which remains the same. So, there shall be no need of any simple past verb. So, we can just go ahead with present verb only. That is why whoever drives a motor vehicle without a safety belt or carries passengers without seat belts will be fined. So, that will be our answer. Let us continue with the fifth question, dear students. Fifth one, complete the given narrative by filling in the blank with the correct option. Not only did Mayank work hard to win the trophy, helped the juniors to improve their skills. Okay, so here before helped there is a blank. Not only did Mayank work to win the trophy. Okay, we are very familiar with this usage. Whenever we have not only, we need to have a correspondence correlative conjunction. Okay, not only Mayank worked hard to win the trophy, dash is here, he as well as helped, but he also helped, and he also, or just he. We know that when we have not only, we need to have a phrase with a but also. So, but he also helped the juniors to improve their skills. So, option B is the correct answer for question number 5. Let us continue with question number 6. Fill in the blank by using the correct form of the word given in the brackets. The names of the applicants were dash is given here. The names of the applicants were dash in the report and submitted to the manager. The names of the applicants were, okay, in brackets we have this word listed. Okay, what is the answer now? List. So, if you go with the names of the applicants were listing, then it is incorrect, because names, they cannot list themselves. That will be active voice. So, dear students, you need to go with the passive form here. The names of the applicants were listed in the report and submitted to the manager. So, the correct answer is listed. Please note this one, listed is the correct answer. Yes, so that is for the 6th one. Let us go with the 7th one. The 7th question, dear students, complete the sentence with the appropriate option. 2/3 of the students, we have a blank here, 2/3 of the students dash present at the inaugural function. So this comes under subject verb agreement. This is one topic which we have learnt very keenly. And the options: 2/3 of the students is present at the inaugural ceremony, being present at the inaugural function, was present at the inaugural function, were present at the inaugural function. What do you think is the answer, dear students? A, B, C, D. Which one is the answer? In case you are going with option A, like 2/3 of the students is present, then why not was? Because time factor is not given. Of course, being present, it's not appropriate in this sentence because it cannot play the role of a main verb. So 2/3 of the students, it is the plural. 2/3 of the students is a plural. So since the subject of this sentence is plural, we need to go with option D, verb. 2/3 of the students were present at the inaugural function. So option D is the answer. Dear students, mark your answers. Question number 8. Identify the error on a shop's hoarding and supply the correction. Now this is given Travels Private Limited, B Spur Savannah. Let's read the information given in the content of the question. For travel informations, contact the 24 hours help desk. For travel informations, contact the 24-hour help desk. So dear students, we know that informations is incorrect. It is always in a singular form. Okay, we have to say like for travel information. So the correction takes place like informations is error and its correction is information. So how many of you mark this one as the correct one? Check yourself. Ninth one. Select the correct option to complete the narration of the dialogue between Ajay and his friend. Friend. Ajay, did you buy a zoom lens with your camera? Ajay, no, I did not. I ran out of money. Ajay's friend asked Ajay whether he had bought a zoom lens with his camera. Ajay replied that he had not because. So dear students, you need to choose the correct answer. I ran out of money. For that sentence, you need to supply the correct reported speech. That's it. I ran out of money. In simple past tense. We know that simple past changes to past perfect tense. So in the given options, we need to identify where we have a clause showing past perfect tense. I ran out of money, like had run out of money, we need to check. Okay, let me repeat the sentence. Ajay's friend asked Ajay whether he had bought a zoom lens with his camera. Ajay replied that he had not because he was running out of money, he has run out of money, he have run out of money, he had run out of money. So out of all these A, B, C, D options, A, B, C are incorrect. Option D is the answer. He had run out of money. He had run out of money. Option D is the correct answer. Next, 10th one. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. His brother along with his friends leaving for the stadium. This is also another question that comes under subject verb agreement. His brother along with his friends are leaving for the stadium, has leaving for the stadium, is leaving for the stadium, were leaving for the stadium. So which one do you think is the correct answer? Option A, B, C, D. Which one do you think is the answer? Option A is the correct answer, dear students. His brother is the main subject in that. So his brother along with his friends, we have learnt in subject verb agreement. Okay, the phrase which follows like along and so on is not a part of the subject. What is placed before these words, along with or in addition to, okay, those words, what is placed before them is the subject. So here his brother is the subject of my sentence. So his brother is singular. I need to have like his brother is leaving for the stadium. Okay. So if you take like his brother along with his friends, you may be confused. You may go with R. That is incorrect. His brother is leaving. Okay. His brother along with his friends is leaving for the stadium. So that is question number 10. Let's continue with question number 11. The residents promised, okay, complete the given narrative by filling in the blank with the correct option. The residents promised to dash the president of the association in his demand for proper garbage disposal systems. Now the options are: the residents promised to stood by, the residents promised to stand by, the residents promised to stand against the president, the residents promised to stood for the president. Now out of these options A, B, C, D, we can just looking at the sentence structure itself by looking at the word to before the blank, we can rule out option A, we can also rule out option D because they mismatch. They are not correct in that context. Okay, to stood by or to stood for, both are incorrect. Now we are only left with to stand by, to stand against. Only these two are you need to consider. And out of this, if you are considering to stand by or to stand against, we have to go with to stand by. They are ready to follow him, to support him, or to be with him, fight for him, or for the cause, common cause. So the residents promised to stand by. Option B is the correct answer. Okay, dear students, so you have noted, I believe, for the 11th one, answer stand by is the correct one, option B. Let's continue with the 12th one. Fill in the blank with the correct option. The number of people attending this evening's annual function is dash than that of the previous years. If you just see this one, it's like degrees of comparison is tested here, dear students. See, board is very clever. It has only given us 5 topics, prescribed 5 topics, but it is testing us in active passive voice. Now in this question, it is testing us in a degrees of comparison. In the previous editing we came across, even it has tested related to preposition topics also. Anyway, everything, see, when we learn English, we learn integrated grammar. It's not just those topics alone, right? So let us apply for this thing our English knowledge. The number of people attending this evening's annual function is dash than that of the previous years. Now there is a comparison between the number of people attending between this evening's annual function and that of the last year, so previous years. So in the brackets, there is a clue for you to choose the word which is suitable as a comparative degree. Okay, so now you see function is fewer than, few than, less than, much than. So if you see all these A, B, C, D, dear students, you are only left with option A. You are only left with option A, which means Dear students, option A, fewer. That is the correct answer for us. Fewer than, we know it, no? That is the correct answer. Next, letter I coming to the second one. From this one we have another, in section B we have like second part of section B, writing. Attempt any one from A and B given below. Your Mohit or Mohita of E46, Shalimar Bagh, Delhi. You came across news articles about neglect of elders in today's society. Disturbed after reading the articles, you decide to write a letter to the editor of the Hindustan Times, stressing upon the need of sensitizing children to the plight and loneliness of the elders and to inculcate in them values of caring and sharing. You can also express your views on strengthening of family values. Write your letter in 100 to 120 words. So this letter to editor, okay, is supposed to be addressed to the editor of the Hindustan Times. And what is the what could be the subject line of this letter? Strengthening of family values. You know, this is again a topic which is very familiar to you. I am sure you would have applied you had applied the correct format. You know, begin with after mentioning the exact question number, sender's address, space, date, receiver's address, subject line, salutation, then go with first paragraph, introduction, second paragraph, body of the letter, the third paragraph, conclusion. So while writing this body of the letter, you know, you need to highlight how the values are decreasing in the people today. They are neglecting the parents due to various causes. You could mention a few causes that makes the people make the people to forget their parents or devalue their parents. And you know, there is an increased number of old age homes. You could even mention that as your value point. And what else could be done by the respective editor to teach these kind of moral values to the people that would strengthen them morally, that would strengthen their family values. So if you could specify all these kind of value points in your letter, I am sure you are going to get good score for that. In fourth B, we have something like, you are Rajni or Rakesh Kotari, Director, Marketing in Oil Spices Manufacturing Unit. You have observed the commitment with which your assistant manager works. Write a letter in 100 to 120 words to your assistant manager, Sadiq Qureshi, congratulating him on his work ethic and professional approach. Also include a mention of his commitment, sense of responsibility, good interpersonal skills and his spirit of teamwork. Really, it's a very good kind of letter, dear students, to say. You know, you are like writing this letter as a manager of a company like Oil Spices Manufacturing Unit, and you are writing it to the assistant manager who has been very sincere, committed, dedicated towards his professional approach in the work field. Okay, so it is always good that you highlight, you notice the hard work of such people and write as a manager. Now, while writing this one, you may describe in detail some of the professional qualities required for any person in any profession. Now, how this particular assistant manager is fulfilling this. Highlight if you can create, if you could create a few instances, that would be very better in your answer. Right? Okay, fine. You go ahead like this, that would be sufficient for that. Let's go with the next question, dear students. Fifth one, A. Pie chart is given to us, ill treatment of animals. It is distressing to see the attitude of people towards animals. The number of cases of cruelty towards animals is increasing. The following pie chart represents the attitude of people towards animals. Write an analytical paragraph in 100 to 120 words interpreting the data given in the pie chart. So in this one, we have like ill treatment of animals. Three spheres are given: self-interest, no longer useful, physical abuse, indifferent attitude. So you have practiced writing analytical paragraph based on this one. So while writing analytical paragraph also, we need to have an appropriate introduction and a relevant body with some facts and figures, and you need to analyze the data given here, and they are also a requisite of giving a proper conclusion. So if you have written all these within the word limit of 100 to 120, that would be sufficient. Next, B, study the bar chart given below. The chart depicts the number of students in class 12 opting for humanities, science and commerce streams in urban and rural areas. Based on the details given in the bar chart given below, write an analytical paragraph in 100 to 120 words. Okay, see these questions, what we have seen in analytical paragraph, both A and B are quite different from what we have seen in SQP, sample question paper given by the board. In sample question paper given by the board asked us to express your stand. But here in this particular board paper what we got today in set 1, we don't see any kind of argumentative analytical paragraph. They are only asking you to just analyze the paragraph which is given. Okay, so we have learnt how an analytical paragraph should be written: introduction, body and conclusion. If you have followed this criteria, that would be enough, dear students. Now the most interesting section for you people all, and the section which requires lot of you have put in a lot of hard work going through the textbook only for this section C, literature. I am sure even in this section also you have attempted well and you have scored full marks. Anyway, let's just have a glance at each question and continue with that. There are we identify a number of changes in the question paper we received today and in the SQP we received in the past. When we received the SQP, sample question paper by the board, after giving us an extract, they used to mention the name of the question from where it is given. Shreyas, I am sorry I didn't get you, missed 7th part. What does it mean? Okay, let's continue with section C, literature, question number 6A. I wrote the 3 pages Mr. Keesing had assigned me and was satisfied. I argued that talking is a student's trait and that I would do my best to keep it under control, but that I would never be able to cure myself of the habit since my mother talked as much as I did, if not more, and that there is not much one can do about inherited traits. So this is taken from the diary of Anne Frank lesson. Yeah, we will continue with set 2. Right now we have set 1. We will continue with the set 2 later, dear students. Now the first question, who was Mr. Keesing? The option A, it is given as English teacher, option B, social science teacher, option C, warden, option D, principal. Okay, I am sure as we go through the lesson, we never come across like Mr. Keesing is as like English teacher or a social science teacher or a warden or a principal, right? So we actually learnt in the lesson that Mr. Keesing is a mathematics teacher. So no answer is given. Hopefully grace mark is going to be awarded for all the students when it is like 6A1. Let's continue with 6A2. Dear students, let's go with 6A2. What do we have in 6A2? According to the extract, the incorrigible habit possessed by the speaker was making noise in class, talking too much, procrastinating, coming late to class, asking irritating questions. So which one do you think is the correct one? Select the correct option. According to the extract, the incorrigible habit possessed by the speaker, something that the speaker cannot come out, cannot stop. Okay, so making noise in class, talking too much, procrastinating, coming late to class, like asking irritating questions. So if you see option B, only 2, okay, something that the only 2 is the answer, dear students. What do we have like only 2? Talking too much is the incorrigible habit possessed by the speaker. The third question, select the option that correctly captures the application of the word fire as used in this extract. Pardon me. Third question is related to analogy. Complete the analogy by selecting the suitable word from the extract. Now, the first pair of words, routine, habit. Okay, routine, habit. Okay, so what do we understand? Something we do regularly is routine and that becomes a habit. Now we need to identify something like for characteristic, a synonym which would be sufficient, suitable. And that too, as the instruction of the question says, we need to identify from the extract itself. So in the extract, we came across in line second line itself, I argued that talking is a student's trait. So characteristic, it goes with the answer trait. Trait and characteristic both are similar. Next, question number 4, select the reason why the narrator is unable to control her trait. Yeah, you have studied this question, dear students. You have answered it number of times. Why is it that Annie Frank is unable to stop her talkative nature or talking too much? Why is she like that? She had deliberately practiced it. She wanted to be different from her brother. Her teacher had encouraged her to continue as she was. And option D, she had inherited it. So we have it directly from the extract itself. The last line says, and that there is not much one can do about inherited traits. So she means to say that in the previous line, I would never be able to cure myself of the habit since my mother talked as much as I did. So option D is the correct one. What is that option D says? She had inherited it. So this is the correct answer, dear students. Next, fifth one, which of the following most nearly means the opposite of the phrase under control? Which of the following most nearly means the opposite of the phrase under control? To spend less, unable to take on the challenge, find it difficult to manage, being very stubborn. So now the options suggest us to go with option C, find it difficult to manage. Under control is the expression given. Okay, for the word, for the phrase under control, we are supposed to choose the antonym, opposite. So find it difficult to manage is opposite to under control. You know, under control means you find it easy to manage, but opposite, you find it difficult to manage. So this is what right from 6A. 6A, first one, we may have some grace mark because Keesing is a maths teacher, but other than that, the remaining 4, like B, second one B is the answer, third trait, fourth one D is the answer, fifth one C is the answer. Let's continue with sixth B, dear students. Sixth B, his landlord disliked him and tried to eject him. In revenge, Griffin set fire to the house. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Thus it was that he became a homeless wanderer, without clothes, without money, and quite invisible, until he happened to step in some mud and left footprints as he walked. Now this is taken from Footprints Without Feet, your favorite lesson, and in the recent sample paper for practice, practice question paper given by the board. Even in that also we could see a comprehension taken from this lesson, right? Now let's start with the first question. Griffin's landlord tried to eject him because, tried to eject, tried to send him out. So why did he what made him or what compelled the landlord to send him out or to eject him? Because option A, he was a lawless person. Option B, he had set his house on fire. Option C, he did not like him. Option D, he was a drug addict. Okay, dear students, in this we have to go with option A. He was a lawless person. Who was the lawless person? Griffin. He was a lawless person. Yes. Next, second one. Fill in the blank with one word only. Griffin deliberately removed his clothes because he wanted to become what? Okay, we may go with this word invisible. Okay, throughout the lesson we see this one. No, he worked hard for getting this skill or getting this done, like being invisible. So Griffin deliberately removed his clothes because he wanted to become invisible, so that people cannot find out like where he is and who he is. Third question, select the option that correctly captures the application of the word fire as used in this extract. Griffin said that, option A, Griffin said that he would fire the manager. Option B, the soldiers opened fire at the enemy. Option C, his remarks provoked heavy fire from the political opponents. Option D, the Amma palace was completely destroyed by the fire. So if you see the application of the word fire in the context, it is just like this. Okay, so from the context we have to understand here, students, like option D is the correct answer. The Amma palace was completely destroyed by the fire. So if you see option A, B, C, like he would fire the manager, like he would send him out or rule him out or terminate him, that would be the meaning. The soldiers opened fire at the enemy, that is something referring to military base. Okay. Next, if you see option C, like provoked heavy fire, like provocation, like it made them to speak more about it. Okay, but whereas if you see the option D, it is also like destruction of the palace by using fire, and it is suitable to the context that we have in the comprehension. Fourth one, Griffin's presence was felt when. Okay, so third one, our answer would be D. Fourth, Griffin's presence was felt when he jumped into the water with a splash, when he wore clothes, when he left muddy footprints, when he stepped in mud. So here we, according to the lesson, we can go with option C, when he left muddy footprints, leaving muddy footprints. Next, fifth one, which of the following is not true with reference to the given extract? Griffin had become penniless. Griffin promised to behave himself. Griffin revealed himself by his muddy footprints. No one could see Griffin when he took off his clothes. So, which is not true? Option A, C, D, they are all true according to the lesson. So, we are only left with option B. What is that? Griffin promised to behave himself. It is something that we never come across in the lesson. So, for this sixth B, like first one, answer is A, he was a lawless person. Second one word is invisible. third one option D, fourth one C, fifth one B. Let's continue with 7th A, dear students. Or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on yellow ground, and just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Now this is taken like from what how to tell wild animals. Now in this, the first question, who is the noble wild beast in the above lines? So in the stanza what I read to you, we have an animal, a beast described. Okay, is it zebra, Asian tiger, Asian lion, Bengal tiger? So the first one answer is, it is Bengal tiger. I put it like BT. Second one, it is clear that alliteration is the poetic device used for roaming round, because now you need to explain how alliteration applies here. We have learnt it well. Okay, so roaming round, this alliteration, why? Because the repetition of R sound is seen in the given expression or in the neighboring words. That would be sufficient, dear students. Repetition of a R sound in the neighboring words, because of the repetition of R sound in the neighboring words. Let's go with the third one. State whether the following statement is true or false. The extract helps to identify a royal Bengal tiger. Yes? Yeah, in the throughout the stanza we see, and in the last time there is a special mention of a Bengal tiger. So the answer would be true. Fourth one. In the given lines, what effect does the poet create? Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. So what is the device that the poet is using and its effect? It's like irony. Option A is the correct one, dear students. Terror, sympathy, criticism, they don't match. Next, fifth one, which word in the extract tells you that you have recognized the noble beast? Option A, rule. Option B, discern. Option C, roaming. Option D, notice. So fifth one, option B, discern. The meaning of the word discern is nothing but like recognizing something, that you have recognized the noble beast, that you have discerned. And if you are not sure also, if you know the meaning of A, C, D, you will understand like they are not pretty clear. Okay, apart from this, we have like question number 8, 9, 10, 11. Answer any of 4 of the following questions in about 40 to 50 words. What is the Indian legend about the discovery of tea? We have the clear answer from the Glimpse of India, Tea from Assam. Then, what did Lencho hope for and why? What did he hope for? He hoped for some money from God, and why? Because he had lost his crop, which he thought would give him some money that would be sufficient for the survival of the family. So he missed it. So you could mention that in your answer. I'll take the risk. What is the risk? What does the narrator take it? It is asked from the black aeroplane. The narrator wanted to take risk. He knows that the weather is not cooperative. Even then he wants to take a risk of going by using his Dakota. Next, what impression do you form about Amanda in the poem? Amanda, what kind of girl is Amanda? She's a silent girl, calm girl. She's a girl who fantasizes about the things. She's an unhappy girl with the continuous instructions or nagging from the guardian. Okay, we could give such kind of answer, and we also can say like she is a girl who lacks freedom, or who really wants to, or who craves for freedom. That also could be an answer. Next, what did Siddhartha Gautama come across by chance when he was about 25 years old? We know that all the 4 instances, okay, the sight of a sick man, an old man, okay, a sage asking for alms, begging for alms, and all these will help us to give you the correct answer. And out of these 5, all the 5 are direct question answers from our book only. You should have cracked them well. 9th one, answer any 2 of the following questions in about 40 to 50 words each. It is from supplementary reader. How did Hari Singh justify to himself his stealing Anil's money? Okay, so that is also from the lesson. Next, how did Upright's mother help him to become a scientist? So being not just a mother, but being a companion, being a friend, being a teacher, a provider, all those, like how she has supplied all the equipment he needs, all the play items he needs, and such items are also going to improve his intelligence, his interest in the collection of butterflies. So that's how she has not just played the role of a mother, but also the role of a teacher, a friend, a guide, all that we can write. Why was Mr. Heriot shocked at Tricky's appearance? Okay, why was he shocked? Because it grew more than it is supposed to be according to its age. And we know what made Tricky to grow like that, and how did Heriot treat that, also we know. You could mention that. Next, long answers, dear students. 10th one, A. The people and surroundings are a great book to learn from. Valli in the lesson, Madam Rides the Bus, learns a lot from others. Mention the traits of a character which help her to learn from people and her surroundings. Valli's role from Madam Rides the Bus. She is a girl, curious girl, full of enthusiasm. She was always eager to know, especially about the bus ride, right? So we could give the character sketch of Valli from Madam Rides the Bus, and hope you have highlighted the quality of learning from people and surroundings. That is important. She continuously heard from others, and that's how her eagerness increased. It became like a burning desire after hearing. Next, B. Mandela said, people must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Okay, this is also taken from Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. So it's not that you have to love alone, but people must learn to hate. So if you know how hatred affects, then you may know the value, the depth of love, the effect love creates. Next, 11th one, A. Ma'am, Lois's disposition invites a doom. Elucidate with reference to the text. So how Mrs. Ma'am Loisel suffered. If she is suffering today, what led her? Her desires, her financial state, her not being happy with what she had, her husband's position, all these things trouble her, and that's the reason she really suffers now her doom. Just mention all these from the reference of the text. 11th B. Boli was believed to be a dumb cow. What turned her into a fearless, bold and confident girl? So we see how Boli, she was called as Suleka. At that initial stage, parents called her like Boli. She was like a dumb cow. And afterwards, once she gets into school and education, she turns into a fearless, bold and confident girl. So you can quote some of the references from the textbook and support your answer. So dear students, this is all the paper. I am sure all of you have cracked it, because many questions seem to be direct and easy except 1 or 2. Okay, how many of you are scoring 40 on 40, especially in discursive, case based, grammar and extracts? How many of you are scoring 40 on 40? Is there anyone? So if there is anyone who is scoring 40 on 40 there is a possibility for that student to score even 80 on 80. That's it with all set 1, dear students. Now let's continue with set 2. I invite our Amol sir to continue with the session on set 2 key discussion. Welcome sir.
ఓకే, ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్. ఒకసారి సెట్ 2 పేపర్ డిస్ప్లే చేయాలా ఆయనకు చెప్పండి. ప్రశాంత్, వెంకటేష్.
స్టార్ట్ సార్. ప్రొజెక్షన్
ఇంకా లేదు కదా, స్టార్ట్ అవ్వలేగా. టచ్ అయినా Yeah, children, again, welcome back with the set 2. Now, you will be surprised to know that set 2 is also rather easy. Of course, set 1 was easy, no doubt about it. Set 2, set 3 are also very easy. In fact, most of the questions are repeated because the ratio which the board has taught to maintain 80-20 has been completely followed. Okay, in fact, it is overcrossing the limit as well. So, you are very, very fortunate to have for having gone through such a wonderful sets of question papers of English. Now, when it comes to the discursive paragraph, you will be surprised to know because it was all about avalanches, I mean snowfall. The very first line which states that if you are like most kids, for example, normally accidents are of myriad types, man-made, natural calamities, etc. So, when we directly come to the business here, if you see the passage here, for example, you see the first question now. Okay, first question, my dear children. Yeah, okay. So, first question, if you see, you can just make a note of it. New snow or rain, new snow or rain. So, the option here you can say, since we have been given multiple options, of course 4 MCQs are given. So, it is very clear that we will be going with option A. So, new snow or rain or and rain. It's a very simple one, okay. Based on the locations of sub-para 1, 2, 3, 4, these questions have been asked. So, avalanches basically they cause a huge loss to life, okay. Next thing we have, you can see here very clearly on the screen. Second question was asked like this: comment on warning signs exist which allow experts to predict avalanches in 2 sentences. Now, if you ask me, my 2 sentences will be like this, okay. First, let me tell you orally, you can capture most of the words, okay. When over a foot of fresh snow falls, over a foot, okay. Suppose if I write like this, when over a foot, when over a foot of snow falls, exactly what happens? We come to know that avalanches may happen. Secondly, if the moving snow gathers a speed of 80 miles per hour, that also becomes a sign. So these are the two signs. One is the measure, length of the snow. Secondly, the speed with which the snow moves through. So this become actually the answer for this second, okay, avalanches. So we have to be very careful about this. Now number 3, if you see children, third one we have got answers like this: avalanches, snowfall and earthquakes. These are the basic reasons, okay, because the question was given, mention any two reasons, which destroyed the natural scenery. Nature gets disturbed because of avalanches as per the book, as per the question paper, okay. Second one is snowfall. Another one is we can call quakes, earthquakes, okay. These are the 3 words to be put under the caption, question number 3. When it is fourth question, if you see, select the option that conveys the opposite of massive, and you have got the options very simple: A tiny, B lengthy, C bulky, D extensive. B, C, D, actually the meaning is very pretty clear. You can see opposite, whenever you go for opposites, okay, antonyms, massive very big and tiny becomes very small. So for example, here answer becomes tiny, okay, answer will be tiny. Just let me write down here A. Okay, if you allow me to move a little faster, then the picture will be very clear about this discursive paragraph. The writer will agree with one of the given statements based on subparagraph number 4. Location is paragraph 4. So in that the sentence will be taken as A. Okay, people caught in the avalanche can try to swim to the top. Very clearly it has been given in paragraph 4. You have got question paper set 2. All those who have got set 2. Okay, you can see that. Okay. Swimming to the top, that direction definitely will carry you marks. Okay, right. Yes, of course the answers are same in set 3 for certain questions. Okay, not definitely not for all. Okay, right. Next we have 6th question. Select the option that corresponds in the, just a moment. If you see now 6th question, what exactly it has stated? Select the option that corresponds to the following relation below. What is that relation? For example, okay, that is nothing but you may not have an idea of which way in up and which way in down. There is also an analogy, okay, not in form of equation but in form of theme. Up is one direction, down is the another, two opposite directions. It means two opposite words are taken into consideration. So similarly, the crowd will gather at gate number 1 and disperse from gate number 2. So gathering and dispersing seem to be two opposite words. So pattern has been captured. Okay, now you can see, improvise on. Due to the torrential rain, there was a heavy flooding. Torrential is also bulky, heavy. So heavy flooding. So both are same, going in the same direction. Okay, ascending order we can say. Okay, next one, the guest. Okay, what is it? Uneasy and uncomfortable in this line. Uneasy, uncomfortable. Both are same. Okay, but do not seem to be antonyms. Okay, next. The more the effort, the bigger. The more the direction, in ascending only. So that's why we have to choose the answer A. Gather and disperse, two opposite directions. Okay, it means they are playing the role of a pair of antonyms. Okay, so option A becomes the correct answer. Now be very careful about this. This is the correct answer because their people are gathering. Okay, and that is exactly is the opposite of disperse. Yes or no? And how do we get this answer? Because it's very simple. In the question we have got, up and down. This is the hint given to us. Okay, up is exactly the opposite of down. So option we have A, gather, and its opposite is disperse. Clear then, sixth question, no problem. Whereas in B there is no possibility. Torrential, heavy flooding, both are same, acting like synonyms. Next one we have number 7. The major cause which do not trigger an avalanche. Be careful, which do not trigger. Okay, not that which exactly triggers. Okay, which do not trigger. If you see the options now here very carefully, earthquake normally triggers. There is a chance. Okay, there is a movement. Okay, snowfall, of course it causes. Rain also. Then D, plastic waste. Okay, so that's why D will be the answer for the question number 7, that is plastic waste. Okay, it does not trigger an avalanche. Okay, clear. Okay, then we have next query here. This we have to go, in oral, this one. Explosive can be used in places. Explosives can be used in places, for example, with massive snow buildup. Wherever there is huge snow accumulated, we can go with explosives, because they will trigger smaller avalanches. So the damage also will be small. The magnitude of the damage will also be small. It is purely paragraph oriented, so no problem. Next we have number 9th question. If you see, children, the word deadly in the para 3 most nearly means. Now if we see the word in para 3, deadly in the sense, if you see, all the people, some people will definitely die. That para in fact ends on that note. Those who are unlucky, they will definitely die of it. So it means the answer is likely to cause death. So deadly is nothing but that which causes death. That which causes death. So causing death, we can say here, for example, in this category, yeah, A option we can make use of. The word deadly in the para 3 most nearly means likely to cause death. Clear. Then we have select the most suitable title for the above passage. Even 16 September sample question paper, case based factual paragraph, 10th question had this answer, but we have to identify all the 4 or 3 titles, isn't it? But here we are supposed to go with only one. So you can go here for the 10th question, I mean 10th option. For example, if you see here, avalanche. Okay, there is no, it's not an adventure with snow, definitely not. There is no ice game discussed. Calamity, we can't say that, because of course casualties are there, it is very deadly, it's okay, but overall it is speaking volumes about avalanche. So let us go with option A, that is avalanche. Okay children, so it's clear. Okay, now we will go with, without wasting time, let's go ahead with our case based factual paragraph. Okay, here we go with that. Okay, now if you see the first one, just a moment. Yeah, since because we are running short of time, so definitely I'll be directly taking you with the answers. Okay, so infer one reason, for example, one is infer in the sense, what is your reason according to you? So I'll directly announce it. Since it is enormous and a stupendous task, first answer. Okay, since it is enormous and since it is non-MCQ as well, answer lies in para 1, and that clearly states it's enormous and stupendous task. Second answer, that is B. B has 1 and 5. For example, increase in demand for cars, and then we have number 5, emission of pollutants. These are the 2 reasons responsible. Okay, then we have number 3. Now question number 3 in this regard from case based factual para. Be careful children. Okay, number 3. What is expected from us? This is the answer actually, highest. Whatever the visual input there or not, but it is very clear that highest becomes the answer. Analogy, visual input in the sense I was talking about analogy. Organized, chaotic, lowest, highest, because organized is the opposite of chaotic. That's why lowest becomes highest. If you check here left hand side, okay, left hand side is given like this, organized, chaotic. So antonyms are expected. Similarly towards right hand side also antonyms we can expect. Okay, so right hand side also should have. So already lowest is given, so definitely we will go with highest. Clear? So the answer is, question number 3 is highest. Clue is also given. Just as organized is an antonym of chaotic, lowest is an antonym of we can call highest. Clear then? High and low are two opposites. Next we have number 4. The vehicles emit pollutants which affect public health badly. It's a common sense actually. We need not worry. Anybody can get this answer that public health is badly affected by the pollutants. Okay. So that becomes your question number 4. Next, we have question number 5. Complete the following sentences. Use of public transport. What exactly does it will? Come on. Yes. 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 Your comment. Okay. Yes. Yes. You will get definitely marks. Don't worry. Okay. No need to panic. Very good. The vehicles emit pollutants which affect public health badly. Complete the following sentence. Use of public transport will definitely reduce traffic jams on roads. Use of public transport like your bus or metro, local trains, MMTS, etc. that will reduce what you call traffic jams. Okay, on roads. Most of the bottlenecks are present there. Okay, next question number 6. You have option D, that is 1 and 3. For example, if you see, one is start carpooling and third one increase in public modes of transport. Carpooling is not a new concept, and thanks to this paragraph we have understood it very clearly. Okay, then we have the question, dear children, that is 7th one, based on, of course, on a visual input. What is given there? Analyze the status of traffic between the years 2019 to 2022. In this, if you see, that becomes your question number 7th. What's my input here? In the year 2019 it was recorded 56%, where in 2022 there was a decrease. That means it has come up to 51. So 2019 56, whereas 2022 it becomes 51%. It's clear. And second reason for visual impaired children, you can go for people's discipline and their awareness is very important in this regard, so as to reduce traffic queries, traffic related issues. Then we have number 8. Now number 8th question, if you see children, what is there here? Come on, number 8. Question raised here is again, just a moment, let us jump to the next slide. Give the reasons for increase in vehicular congestion. Vehicular congestion. So first one, people preferring their own vehicles rather than public transport. First reason. Okay. So every man has a car. Okay. People's, we can say, lavish lifestyle. We can say people's lavishness. Second one, most of the people are migrating towards cities. So there is an explosion in the population of cities, means urbanization is on the rise. So migration to the cities. So population exploitation will also lead to traffic jams. Okay. And number 9th is very clear. There doesn't seem to be any competency, but the question is fill in the blank by selecting the correct option. There are dash consequences of increasing vehicular congestion. Okay. When vehicles on the road increase, definitely it is not beneficial, it is not explicit nor implicit, but there will be adverse consequences. Okay, very dire consequences we can say. So number 9 will go with the option B, that is adverse. Consequences in the sense result here, right? Then number 2, substitute the underlined word with one word similar in meaning in the following sentence. Citizens of Delhi or National Capital Region have time and time again pondered over the possibilities of how to reduce traffic congestion. My dear children, here you have lots of chance to, definitely all questions you will be cracking, you have cracked, marks you will be getting. Number 10th particularly, pondered in the sense thought, planned out, thought you can go, or reflected. Okay, so many answers you can expect. For example, here thought or reflected, planned. Okay, found a solution, etc. So pondered is nothing but thought or reflected or any other relevant answer. Okay, so that marks the end of or both discursive as well as case based factual paragraph. So let us go with section B, grammar. Now in section B, my dear children, we have verb centric grammar. Okay, you are already aware of it, and 12 questions are given, any 10. Okay, even if we solve 12 questions also, no problem at all. Okay, right. So first one, B, speaks. First one is B, that is speaks, because again if you want to see, Reena always dash the truth. Habitual action. Habitual actions are normally like my grandfather reads the Hindu, or reads the Siyasat, or reads the Amrut Bazar Patrika, isn't it? So these are all habitual actions, my dear children. So Reena always speaks the truth. That's the reason. Okay, next. In fact, number 2, select the correct option to fill in the blank for the given line. Bread and butter. Bread and butter seem to be different nouns here, but together they stand for a single unit. That's why we would like to go with A option, that is. Number 2, is. So is option given as A. Okay, number 2 is. Bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. Law and order is what I want to see in my state. Yes or no? Clear. Next. Read the conversation between two friends, Ravi and Reena. Complete the sentence by reporting only Reena's reply. Okay. So Ravi asked Reena to lend him 100 rupees, to which Reena replied that. What Reena replied here? Very simple. Reena replied that she did not have it right then, but she would arrange it for him. Okay. If you want me to write down here, I can. Just a moment. Two answers can make a possibility here. For example, look into this question. Okay. Because Reena delivered here, of course, one dialogue, but there is a comma. I don't have it right now, first class, then, but I will arrange it for you. This can be creatively arranged in two ways. First way you can see here, for example, question is number 3. So number 3 can enjoy two answers. There has been tradition, okay, key can have multiple answers also. So third one, if you ask me, first it will be like this. Replied that she didn't. This is the first change we have to do. She didn't have it right then. It right then, but continue. Again, if any present scenario, if we see, change it into past. But she, future, but she would arrange it for him. But she would arrange it for him. Changes we made, you can see here. For you becomes him, will becomes would, doesn't, I don't becomes did not. Okay, now becomes then. These are the 4 changes. Okay, I becomes, of course, she, no doubt about it. Okay, these are some of the changes. This is one way. Second way, if you want to know, some children might have written the other way also around. For example, see, replied that she would arrange it for him in this way. She would arrange it for him as she didn't have it right then. As she didn't have it right then. We tried to show connection between her past 2 sentences. She would arrange it for him as she didn't have it right now, right then, isn't it? This can also be second answer, right? Next. Now, fourth question. Select the option that identifies the error and supplies the correction for the following line. I can run fast when I was young. Now, see this sentence. When I was young, past tense. So, there is a mismatch of I can and I was. Can is nowhere attached to this one we call past indicator was. So I could Without seeing also you can guess. Now option number, it becomes C. Can has to become could. So C will be what you call, just a moment, C becomes here, question number 4, C, error is can and correction will be could. I could run fast when I was young. Okay. So it is very useful for us while writing even descriptive answers as well. Okay. Fourth clear. Then we'll go with the fifth answer, right then. Okay. Fifth, children, complete the given narrative by filling in the blank with the correct option. Hina dash from fever since last Sunday. So whenever we use, just a minute, fifth question, whenever we come across since or for as a preposition, we must follow perfect continuous tense, or present or past, no doubt about it. So automatically it becomes, if you check the options, suffered is there, will suffer, suffer, has been suffering. So obviously has been suffering becomes the right answer. So has been suffering for the question number, this one. Okay. Fifth question. Fifth question, has been suffering. Perfect continuous tense. Has been suffering. Next. Now we can have another one. Sixth question. Yeah. Option here becomes D, undoubtedly. Sixth question, fill in the blank by using the correct word in the bracket. Anyas dash eat all the chocolates kept in the tray. So ate, eating. Eating you cannot put there since there is no auxiliary verb. Have eaten we cannot say because Anyas stand for singular third person. Okay, eaten also not possible, there is no have, has, had. So we will go with the option A, ate. So sixth question has an answer A, 8. Clear? Okay, right. Then let's go ahead now. Let us, because we probably there is a chance of discussing set 3 also, since board has released total 3 sets. So we have to march past rather. Come down, children. Report the dialogue between a mother and a daughter by completing the sentence. Mother, why are you looking so worried? Daughter, my exams are approaching. In response to the question of the mother, the daughter replied that her exams were approaching. Her exams were approaching. Now what changes we made? Are becomes were, my becomes her. Okay. My exams are approaching becomes her exams were approaching, in this way. Next we have seventh. The ship Titanic and her fate continues to fascinate the imagination of the people. So in this question, my dear children, number 8, if you see, her fate is somewhat not acceptable because her is used for human beings in that context. And Titanic was a famous ship, you know, in the 20th century, in the first beginning of 20th century, we can say, there was a great disaster. Okay. So the ship Titanic and her fate should be its fate. So her has to be changed into its. Okay. Possessive pronoun, it becomes its fate. Clear? So number 8 over. Now let's go with number 9. Then we'll go with number 10 at a time. Okay. Number 9. Ritu and Randeep are talking. Again a dialogue. Report only Ritu's question. Ritu says, where are you going? So Ritu asked Randeep. Already Ritu asked is there. So we will write down here Randeep, I mean dash dash dash. Okay, Randeep. What did she ask? Randeep, where he was going. Where he was going. Changes we have to see whether it is properly edited or not. Any error corrections are there. Let us have a glance. Where are you going? Present continuous tense. U stands for Randeep. Okay. So where he. Ritu asked Randeep. Okay. Now, yes, here we have to add were. Exactly. This is very important. we get in a flash that answer is ready and hurriedly we go. So we have to be careful. Error correction, if any possible errors are happening, so we have to have a glance at it. Okay. So where are you going? Ritu asked Randip where he was going. Where he was going. Present continuous becomes past continuous, and where we retain, we don't change it. Okay. If you want this, yes, here where comes where he was going. That's all. Okay. So we have to keep on checking after writing something, right? Come down. Anyhow, you have done it very well, I hope so. And number 10th, yeah, we have to do that. Number 10th question. Here we go. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option to complete the slogan. Dash smile and pass it to others. So short smile is little negative. Humble smile, okay, but smiles are not humble. Happy smile, smiles are inertly they are happy, so no problem. So option becomes C always. Okay, C all. Now if you read it like this, we understand. Always smile and pass it to others. Okay, so let us zero in on this answer. Okay, then we have 11th question also. Let us go ahead. 11th question, children. Select the correct option to complete the narration of the dialogue between Anil and Sanjeev. Where are you going? Anil says. Sanjeev, to the airport. May I drop you there as I am going in that direction? Anil asked Sanjeev where he was going and offered to drop him as he was going in that direction. So as he was going in that direction. So it's pretty clear, okay, on that, from that. So once again, yes, clear children, as he was going in that direction. So past continuous tense, because in the question we have got present continuous tense, as I am going to. So may I drop you has already been mentioned here. Offered, may I drop you has been modified into offered. Offered to drop him as he was going in that direction. As he was going in that direction, full stop. Right. Okay. Final question, that is number 12. Let us understand. 12th question. It is all about identify the error in the newspaper headline. Attractive packages for different tourist destinations. Mizoram, Kashmir, Kerala and Goa. Dear children, see Mizoram, Kashmir, Kerala, Goa, number of destinations are there, yes or no? So we can call it attractive packages for different packages vary from place to place based upon their distance. Okay, the more the distance, the package will definitely will be rather expensive. Okay, the package what you call magnitude will increase. So we can call it that destinations are given differently, like Mizoram, Kashmir, Kerala, Goa, different states. So destinations, yes or no? So why can't we zero in on destinations? Okay, this is the, and that marks the end of your section B. Okay, now in section B, of course, we have creative writing skills. That's all about descriptive, letter writing, 100 to 120 words. Then we have yeah, children, be happy. I can understand. Okay, very good. You have analytical paragraphs. Okay, so that doesn't make any problem at all, because those are scoring areas. Danger will be there in form of extracts, sometimes discursive, case based, and even in grammar also. But altogether, you have come across a wonderful practice, so it's not an issue. But extracts we need to definitely discuss. Okay, so extracts, my dear children, if you have a glance at it. Okay, first one we'll go with 6th A. Okay, I'll directly share the answer with you. Okay, instead of wasting your much time, probably next set also will be under discussion. Okay, very soon. So set extracts first set. Okay, just make a note of them. First one, number 1, completely alone. Completely alone in the sense, just a minute. Extracts, dear children, 6.A in that first 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5.
Okay, right. So in that first one, completely alone, this one, it's about, of course, from the diary of Anne Frank. Okay, that paragraph, famous paragraph. Okay, next, second becomes your D answer. Okay, then you have spoke about common things. Okay, day-to-day things, we can say. Spoke about common things. Yeah, children, that is clear. And number fourth, we have something. Okay, number fourth is something, and number five becomes your to do something unwillingly. Bring myself up to something. It's an idiomatic expression. Okay, so there, to do something unwillingly, to do something unwillingly, not pleasantly, not willingly. Okay, bring myself, bring oneself to do something that is quite, we show lots of reluctance and unpleasantness. Okay, to do something unwillingly, and your option becomes here B. Okay, so let's go now. Let's rush towards set B. I mean extracts itself. In extracts, now it's all about, it is taken from, Mrs. Hall almost fell down the stairs in hysterics. So here, if you see MCQs 1, 2, 1, 4 and total 3 MCQs and 2 direct objective questions. So 6th B, let me write down here. 6th B, my dear children, if we write like this, 1, 2, it will be easy for us to complete. And 5. She was in a state of panic, first one. So C, she was in a state of panic. If my voice is audible, I need not even write. Okay, but those who are involved in their charts, for them it is. Okay, she was in a state of panic, first C. Second one, spirits. Okay, second one is spirit. Okay, next one, into her in, third one, into her in. And fourth one, if you see D, and that is for 1 and 6, stunned and agitated. 1 and 6, stunned, shocked and agitated. And fifth, if you see number A again, that becomes your ghosts. Is that no? GHOSTS. Okay. So in this way we have completed 6th B also. Let us go for 7th A. Here we will just mark like this. Suppose if anybody wants to copy down, they can. And if you ask me, 7th B also we have the answers, how to crack them. You can check it, okay? No need to panic at all, okay? Right. Because you had got choice here. So 7th A, this is tears, option A. Yeah, the passage was, of course, from, it's okay, no problem. Yeah, from poem. Clear, no problem. Right. How to tell wild animals. So next tears, then we have false. Then we have beginner, D, novice. What is meant by novice or tiro? Beginner. Then we have number 4, weeping and smiling. You check in your question paper, you will find it, because set 3 also probably will be making a presentation of it. Then 5th one, C, it rhymes and adds humor. C, it rhymes basically, how to tell wild animals, and it also adds humor, use humor we can say. Clear? So with that we can stop here and let us go for 7th B. Okay, very quickly. First one, tiger in the zoo. Tiger in zoo. Second one, quiet. Third one, pause. D, pause. Velvet. Fourth one, true. Just a minute, give me, I will move aside. And A, to catch its prey. To catch its prey. Well children, this was all about extracts. Okay, first department was about prose and supplementary reader, then poetry versus poetry. Now we will slowly step on to of course literature part only. 40-50 words answers again for both prose, poetry, SR, and then 100 to 120 words answers prose, poetry, and SR. Okay, so based on that, some value points I can discuss here. Okay, now if you might have definitely attempted, yes, you have, everybody has attempted. Okay, see, as long as descriptive paper is concerned, my dear children, it's very simple that we follow same tactics, same techniques that which we follow for creative writing skills, I mean letter writing and analytical paragraph writing. Same tactics are applicable for writing literature answers. Okay, maybe the answers magnitude is also about 100 to 120. Whatever the practice we incur, whatever the impact we incur in the writing of 100 to 120 words, same we try to exhibit or present in short answers. I mean from short answer in the sense medium sized answers like 40 to 50 words, again for textual. Okay, so in that way I can say that, of course following all the value points, okay, like introduction, main body, and conclusion for all the long answers. Even for letter writing also we have introduction, we have what you say main body, and again we have this one conclusion. If you see the letter, whether it is editor, complaint, inquiry, or recommendation letter, or placing an order, but certain steps we maintain same. Like first step, you know, we call it sender's address. Okay, then of course a line break we give. After sender's address we have date, then we have reader's address. Yes or no? Sender's address, date, reader's address, then we have subject, then we have salutation, just a moment, again then we have what we call body. Normally body has three parts: passage 1, passage 2, and passage 3. Then we have close, complimentary close, like yours truly, yours sincerely. If the person is known to us, we go for yours sincerely, and here we just go for signing off, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These all 8 steps. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and each pause is actually based upon the ratio, whatever you planned. One line, normally 2 line break. Okay, that is what the sample question paper 16 September and a week back practice question paper also in its marking scheme specified it. Okay, and when it comes to analytical paragraph, okay, an analytical paragraph, okay, of course it's a cluster of sentences carrying common idea throughout the paragraph. Okay, so it should carry 100 to 120 words. Of course there can also be an introduction, main body, and conclusion without showing any much division. Whatever the division we try to establish, that should be through cohesive words. Okay, I hope you are catching up with my words. Okay, so obviously you had done it, I hope so, and I'll definitely say that you have performed very well. God bless you. Thank you so much. Set BIP.
So good evening students. We completed set 1 and set 2. Now let's continue with set 3. Section A, reading comprehension. We have already discussed in set A, set 1. So it is the same. So we are not going to discuss that in detail. Now let's continue with section B from set 3 paper. Okay. Set 3, as we have already completed reading comprehension of paper 1 and paper 2, like set 1 and set 2, same questions are given, right? So if we discuss that, it's only mere waste of time. Let's continue with section B of set 3 paper. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. The first one, fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. I appreciate even dash help given to me is the question. Even little help given to me, even much help given to me, or the little help given to me, few help given to me. So dear students, from the options given, you know, all A, B, D, they do not match. We are only left with option C, even the little help. Okay, even the little help that is given to me. Next, second one, read the conversation between Meera and her father. Complete the sentence by reporting the reply correctly. Meera, what did you buy? Father, I bought a heater. In continue, Meera asked her father what he had bought. The father replied that. Okay, now we need to give this answer, students. What did you buy? It is an interrogative sentence and that is in simple past tense. We know that when we have to answer, this interrogative sentence has to be converted into assertive form and simple past changes to past perfect tense. So applying those rules, let us continue with the answer. Okay, that I bought a heater. So he refers to whom? Father. So it is he, I bought, he had bought a heater. Right? So that is the answer, that he had bought a heater. Of course, he is given already in the question. So you have to continue with had bought a heater. Third one, select the correct option in the blank for the given line. 1 dash read the newspaper every day. We need to fill in the blank with an appropriate modal verb. Okay. Now 1 should read the newspaper every day. 1 would read the newspaper every day. 1 can read the newspaper every day. 1 may read the newspaper every day. Now we know that it is a suggestion. So we need to go with option A, like suggesting someone, 1 should read the newspaper every day. Recommendation, 1 should read the newspaper every day. Fourth question, select the option that identifies the error and supplies the correction for the following line. Now what is given there? I can't never forget my childhood friend Bella. I can't never forget my childhood friend Bella. So when we read this, we understand that it is inappropriate. It sounds incorrect. Okay, now where do we have to identify, or where is the wrong error? Option A, can't, can. Option B, forget, forgotten. Option C, mine. Option D, friend, friends. Now as the statement of the question says, I can't never forget. So can't, never, not, never, it's like two negatives used together, like redundancy. That is wrong. So can't will be our word in error. So option A is the correct one. It should not be can't, it should be can. I can never forget my childhood friend Bella. So even if we say like I can never forget, that's fine, or I can't forget my childhood friend, that may be fine, but can't never is always incorrect. Question number 4 is completed. We are with 5. Complete the given narrative by filling in the blank with the correct option. The domestic cat dash related to the lion and the tiger. The domestic cat be related to the lion and the tiger. The domestic cat is related to the lion and the tiger. The domestic cat has been related to the lion and tiger. The domestic cat is being related to the lion and the tiger. Now if you see, students, this is a general truth. Okay, so this has to be expressed in simple present tense alone. Now none of our options apart from A match with simple present. So option B says is. So this is the only answer we have, simple present tense. The domestic cat is related to the lion and the tiger. So option B is the answer for the 5th one. 6th one, fill in the blank by using the correct form of the word in the brackets. Word formation, correct form of the word. Last week it dash in brackets rained heavily and my house was flooded with water. Now in the instruction of the question and in the statement of the question, we come across the word last week. Last week indicates past. So the verb's past form has to be written here in the blank. Last week it rained and its past form is rained heavily. Last week it rained heavily and my house was flooded with water. So for the 6th one, the correct word is rained. 7th, it is again from a reported speech utilizing the given dialogue. Report the dialogue between Rashid and his father by completing the sentence. Father, how are you getting on with your studies? Rashid, fine, I have got a certificate of improvement from the school. Now see students, the dialogue box began with the question like this. Father asked Rashid how he was getting on with his studies. Rashid replied that, okay, so connecting word is already used. Now we need to say like what did he reply? I have got a certificate of improvement. It is in present perfect tense. So we know that present perfect tense changes to past perfect tense. I have got a certificate. Okay, Rashid replied that I have got. I here refers to Rashid. So Rashid is he. So he have got changes to had got. We continue with the same. He had got a certificate of improvement from the school as it is given in the question. We continue with the same. But this needs to be changed like he had got. 8th question. Identify the error in the given sentence and supply the correction. Playing outdoor games have benefits over being indoors. Now, what is the subject of this sentence, students? Playing outdoor games. But in this again, like playing is our subject. What we play is like again object. So, playing, gerund, playing outdoor games. Now, we cannot say like playing outdoor games have. So, have is incorrect there. So, have should be replaced with have. Playing outdoor games has benefits over being indoors. So, have is the error, has is the correction. Next question number 9. Raman shared some information with Seema. Report Seema's question. Can you solve the sum? Can you solve the sum? Okay, it is Seema's question. So, our answer begins with the Seema. Seema questioned, whom did she question? Raman. Seema questioned Raman can you solve this sum? It begins with can. Okay, so it's like yes or no type question. So the connecting word would be if. Seema asked Raman, if can you solve the sum? It's a question. A question should be written in the form of an assertive sentence. So if can you refers to Raman. So Raman is masculine. So we need to go with he. If he can solve, can changes to could. If he could solve the sum. So this is the answer, students. Seema questioned or asked Raman if he could solve the sum. Next, 10th one. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. We dash not really change a man's mind and heart with money. We cannot really change a man's mind and heart with money. We could not really change a man's mind and heart with money. We may not really change a man's mind and heart with money, or we might not really change. So out of all these options, option A sounds better because it is not possible for us. We express inability by using cannot. So we cannot really change a man's mind and heart with money. So option A is the answer for question number 10. Next, 11th one. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. Economics dash difficult for the students of grade 9. So the word economics is the subject of this sentence, subject verb agreement. Now economics, the word looks like a plural, but it is only a single subject. So we need to take it as a singular and use the singular verb. Economics is difficult, economics are difficult, economics has difficult, economics were difficult. So we are only left with option A. Economics is difficult for the students of grade 9. Next, question number 12. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. If you had worked hard, you dash have passed. Conditional clauses. Type 3 conditional clauses. So the subordinate clause is in past perfect tense. If you had worked hard, you dash have passed. You may have passed, you will have passed, you would have passed, you might have passed. We know structurally, okay, in type 3 the subordinate clause is in past perfect tense and the main clause will have like could have or would have. So in the given options we only have would there. So option C is the correct answer for 12th one. Yes, students. So this is very simple. I believe all of you scored 10 on 10, isn't it? How many of you scored 10 on 10 in this section B of set 3 paper? Okay, so the first one, the little. Second one, had bought a heater. Third, should. Fourth, A is the correct one. Can't is error. Can is the correct one. Fifth, option B is. Sixth, the verb form rained is the correct one. Seventh one, he had bought. Eighth one, have is incorrect, has is the correction. Ninth one, okay, a question is given and it should be reported. Seema questioned Raman if he could solve the sum. 10th one, option A, can is the answer. 11th one, option A, is the correct answer. And 12th one, option C, would is the correct answer. Okay, so we need to continue with the remaining things. Dear students, I am sure this discursive passage, case based passage and grammar helped you to score full marks. Really, if you are scoring full marks on all these three, you know, you are very nearer to score the maximum marks. Anyway, for further instructions and some more input on this set 3 paper, I again invite our Amol sir to continue. Welcome, sir. Thank you, students.
Okay. Yeah, children, welcome back to set 3. We'll come back to set 3. Here the plus point we can say from Mr. Ajaru's discussion also, it was clearly proved that only grammar section B is 50%, we can say grammar, that from that also a few questions were repeated if in different sets, okay, but altogether grammar has less number of repetitions, okay, and similarly creative writing skills also have almost no repetitions in set A, set B and set C, set 1, set 2, set 3. Discursive and case based factual paragraphs, they are grossly repeated, you know, through all the 3 sets. This is one good news for us. Actually it is basically 80-20 rule, that is what the board actually follows, okay. So where repetition frequency has been relatively low was grammar, but again questions were very easy, so you nailed it. Creative writing skills also, and from literature also extracts were almost repeated like stance it was, I can say, are very easy questions, even like idiomatic expressions like bringing myself into something. It was a very easy, you know, in our classroom situation itself we have come across, isn't it? So nextly, you know, literature related again 40, 50 or 100 to 120 words. This can't be repeated because the thing is that they are directly taken from textbook. Okay, let us come to now set 3, that is again section B, letter writing. First letter was editors, second was complaint letter. Okay, and for all the formal letters we follow all the 8 steps, and analytical paragraph we have had table and bar. So let us have a glance now. Here, dear children, whenever we go for formal letter, already we have discussed in our previous class, even now also, and I hope you did it, you nailed it, okay. So those 8 steps, for example, yeah, just a moment, here we go with analytical paragraph. If you see, we analysis. Why analytical paragraph is necessary for us? Already letter writing's 8 steps we came across. Analytical paragraph becomes paramount in understanding the things. In reading comprehension is almost everywhere, even in grammar also, even section C also. Everywhere reading comprehension makes its presence felt. Roaring presence is felt about reading comprehension. So whenever we come across an analytical paragraph, or of course as per board instructions, that has to be written into a single para, but again the first line normally has this factor, okay, which we call introduction. Introduction plays a very crucial role into analytical paragraph. Title is not mandatory, whether you write a title or not. So I hope whether you wrote or not, that doesn't make any big change in your scoring. Scoring will remain the same. Definitely you will score full marks in analytical paragraph. After introduction, the paragraph demands the main body. This we can show, I mean, without any transition. Like in letters, we leave 2-line break after introductory para, main body and conclusion. Here, without leaving any space also, because it is called, analytical paragraph is nothing but a cluster of sentences. Analytical paragraph is nothing but a cluster of sentences. So already you did it, and the topic was, for table it was women's education, and for bar graph, digital device purchased in Saibabad. Digital devices purchased in Saibabad. Okay. So my dear children, introduction, main body and conclusion, and that should be in form of a cluster as per the sample question paper pattern released on 16th September and even a week back, practice question paper. Okay. This thing, the division, the transition among these 3 points, introduction, main body and conclusion, we show with the help of, analytical paragraph is nothing but a cluster of sentences. Second parameter, it should also show some cohesion and also coherence, I mean sequence of actions taking place, for example. Okay, after A, B, after B, C, after A sentence, B sentence, there must, We have to keep on writing by establishing connections between the previous sentence or statement and the upcoming sentence. Okay, that is possible with the help of cohesive devices. For that devices we normally make use of. Okay, license devices like furthermore, additionally, nowadays, thankfully, are all the conjunctions taken from English grammar, like subordinating conjunctions, when, okay, as, since, because, as, etc. Okay, and some adverbials also you can take, like nonetheless, nevertheless, however, etc. Using comparative degrees also. Okay, we keep on writing analytical paragraph. Okay, so this is what I wanted to convey. I wish you once again a wonderful result waiting for you ahead. Okay, with that I sign off. With me Ajarusham and myself. Okay, yeah, let me invite Mr. Ajarusham here. Okay. Literature.
So dear students, one more thing I would like to tell you related to this literature. Even in set 1 paper also, I think I don't remember exactly. You know, this is given. Okay, 7b, dear students, 7b. Read the following extract and answer the questions that follow. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He stalks in his vivid stripes a few steps of his cage. Now, based on this extract, we have again 5 questions now. Let me just give these answers to you students. The first one, whose is the last voice heard by the tiger? So, it is already given in the extract itself. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars. So, we have option B, the patrolling cars. Next, second one, complete the sentence appropriately. It is clear that repetition is the poetic device used for his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars, because we need to explain how alliteration applies here, because the sound of B is repeated in the neighboring words brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So, that is the answer, repetition of the sound B at the neighboring words. Okay. Next, third one students, the main contrasting ideas in this extract are, contrasting ideas, opposing ideas in this contrast: tiger and deer, cruelty and sympathy, confinement and freedom, master and slave. So, our option is, correct option is option C, confinement and freedom. Next, fourth one, the use of the word stalks creates an image of cowardice, frustration, lethargy, purposefulness. So, we know from our understanding of the poem, we know that stalks creates an image of frustration. Option B is the correct. Next, fifth one students, state whether the following statement is true or false. The poem uses staring at the sky to symbolize the freedom he earns for. What do you think? It's true or false? Yes, it is true. The poem uses staring at the sky to symbolize the freedom he earns for. So it is true. So this is what related to 7B students. In case we missed it, please take note of this. So with this, I am sure we have covered all set 1, 2, 3 papers. I also believe that all of you have given your best and you have presented the paper correctly. Wish you all the very best, dear students, for the good result, and do prepare well for the upcoming examinations also. See you again. Thank you all.